Fernando Ramos for the defendant.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 007136, State of Texas versus Dylan Conchos. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Yeah.
Defense?
Fernando Ramos.
And are you Dylan Conchos?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, have you received all the discovery?
I have, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
We did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Conchos, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
And did you sign it? All right. Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and the court is in receipt of a notice of intent to seek an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Are you all not proceeding on that?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Conchos, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is recommending deferred adjudication, and there's to be no contact with Elva Conchos. And did you understand if the court finds that there is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes.
And did you understand if the court were to find an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea? Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor, except for if I may address the court on the issue of affirmative finding.
All right, we can address that once we come to sentencing.
Understood.
Is that the plea? All right, did you review the waiver repeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting 3 years deferred adjudication, a TAP evaluation, affirmative finding of family violence, and anger management. Did you understand those were recommendations by the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
State Exhibit 1 with all the documents.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
Did you sign it in all appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witness statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes.
Reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. My client is 24 years old. He and his fiance are expecting a child. And that is the reason that we're asking the judge not to impose the affirmative finding of family violence because of the second issue that you stated on the record as far as children are concerned, as far as his ability to have his own children with the, in my opinion, horrendous abortion laws in effect. Anything could happen, and it would be very, very bad if he were not able to take care of his own children.
No, he can take care of his own children, but with the affirmative finding of family violence, if there's a custody issue, all things being equal, he's not going to be designated as primary custodial parent.
And that's the
Now, of
reason.
course,
I'm sorry, Judge.
oh, that's okay. Now, of course, if all things not being equal, if the other parent is a danger to the child, I'm sure that the court will not place a child with someone, hopefully, not place the child with someone they deem to be a danger to the child.
It is that word, hopefully, Judge, that we are asking the court not to impose that particular option, to eliminate any type of danger in the future of him not being able to be with his own children and take care of them responsibly.
Okay. No, he can still be with his own children. They'll make you a possessory, all things being equal. And this is me giving you hypotheticals because I have no idea what the civil courts would do, but it doesn't say that if you have an affirmative finding of family violence, that they will terminate your parental rights. I mean, so I'm sure the law is clear that you will, all things being equal, and you yourself are not a danger, you'll have visitation. It won't stop you from paying child support. But why did you pawn your sister's television? Because in the police report, it says she was moving out. She came to pick up some more things. You wanted the house key back from her. And she said, I'll give you the house key back when you give me my television back. And she said in the police report, she knew you couldn't give her television set back because you had pawned it. So why did you pawn her television set?
I needed the money for rent because she moved out 2 months prior from that. And she was no longer in the lease.
All right, that's sort of a theft. Where are your parents in all of this?
My mom, I don't know where she was. I don't know my father.
No, I mean in general, because it would appear to me that that's your sister. I don't understand. You're an adult, she's an adult, and you start choking your sister. So I'm trying to figure out, how does her not returning your keys result in you choking her or being abusive towards her? I'm just trying to figure out your mindset so I can know what conditions to set for you, because I don't understand.
Oh.
Like why you would get violent with your sister.
May I respond, Your Honor?
No, I want him to respond. I mean, he was there. I wasn't. I'm just trying to figure out your thought process so I can put appropriate conditions. So why are you putting your hands on your sister in anger? It says that you pushed her against the wall, and then
That was after she tried stopping me from walking away.
that's not what's in the police report.
I understand that.
All right.
But okay.
No, I'm just trying to figure out in the police report.
Yes.
So let's see if we can start, because I found that the truth sometimes is somewhere in the middle. So in the police report, it says she comes over to the house to collect her remaining items.
Yes. And they were there. We didn't.
All right, so she's coming, she collects her remaining items, and you tell her you want the house key back. She tells you, I'll give you the house key back when you give me my television set back. She admits in the report, she knew that you couldn't give her her television back because you had already pawned it. So she has your house keys, and you're telling me that you were walking away. You were just going to let her go with the house keys. Is that what you're telling me? Because in the police report, it says you pushed her against the wall because you were trying to get the house keys that she wouldn't give to you because you would not give her back her TV set. So how does her having house keys turn into you pushing her on the bed and choking her? And I'm not trying to trip you up or trick you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just trying to understand your thought processes.
Yes.
Because usually,
I just wanted the key because she didn't belong there.
and it never occurred to you to just let her have the key and then just change the locks.
Well, we did that because she had spare keys and we didn't know she had spare keys.
Then you wouldn't need the key back if you had already changed the locks.
Well, we didn't change the locks till after the incident. So,
All right. So is this the first time you and your sister have had an altercation where it's turned physical?
yes.
Hmm?
Yes.
All right. State, have you talked with the complainant?
Yes, Your Honor. Her primary concern is just, she wants him to have, kind of an evaluation, which is why we've included the tap. And she just wants to be left alone.
All right.
And she said that she would leave anything else up to the court in terms of how long for any sort of punishment.
All right. Well, counsel, here's my issue. I follow the law.
Understood, Judge.
And the law is that this is an affirmative finding of family violence. It's not, I can't, unless somebody wants me to bring some case law to me that says if there's violence that occurs and it's between family members of people who have or had a dating relationship or married, and I have the discretion to say, I'm not going to do an affirmative finding of family violence, then I'll consider that. But my understanding of the law is either it's an affirmative finding of family violence or it's not. If it's not, then this division should not be prosecuting the case. It should be on the criminal trial division side.
On the other hand, it is not a conviction either, Judge.
I understand. Anybody have some case law?
I believe you could, and I would have to double check my case. I believe you could hold it in advance, but that I've had arguments with other defense attorneys before. They like to tell me that it can be held in advance, but I would have to do the research on that, Your
Well,
Honor.
I don't believe it does. If I'm incorrect, let me know. And if I'm incorrect, counsel, you can always come back and I'll reconsider that.
Understood, Judge.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. And I'm assuming he has no criminal history.
Correct.
Court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Elva Conchos. Are you currently employed, sir?
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm a via operator, bus operator.
All right, proof of employment. Within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. Anger management. Have you had any drug issues?
No, ma'am.
All right. If you were tested today, what would the results be?
Negative.
All right. We'll do regular random UAs. And I'm going to want a UA today. No later than 3 p.m. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's going to be 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes the parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied.
Thank you, Judge.
Field visits, one time per month. For 3 months. And when is your child due?
That I don't know yet.
Okay. All right. Probation. It'll be field visits one time per month for 6 months. And then thereafter at probation's discretion. And we can do a TAP evaluation out of custody.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. And there also be a MIC evaluation out of custody.
For my client's benefit, the MIC evaluation.
It's a mental health evaluation.
Thank you, Judge.
Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with
Yes.
your attorney? All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have any issues, just let probation know. If you feel as though they're not addressing your issues, you can always come back to court, okay?
That's fine.
All right, good luck to you.
May I be excused? Your Honor?
Yes,
Thank you, Judge.
just remain. All right, Ms. Barrera,
Yes.
we can't do crop tops in court, you understand?
Mhm.
So next time when you appear in court before another judge, if you do, hopefully that won't be the case, unless you're coming to ask for early termination, make sure your top is longer, okay?
Okay.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 0071116, State of Texas versus Elena Barrera. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Edelman.
Defense,
Doug Campbell for Ms. Barrera.
are you Ms. Barrera?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Barrera, did you review the application for community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
And did you sign it?
Yes, I did.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, I did.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Ms. Barrera, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Any objections to the court changing that?
No, Judge.
There's a $500 fine and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Yes, Judge.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 80 hours of community service restitution, and the DOEP course. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No objection.
State you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports but most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, my client really wants to get this behind her, and she hopes that the court follows the agreement we have with the state.
All right. Do you have any children?
Yes.
What are their ages?
I have 4 children. 3 of them don't live at home, but one's 12. It's 13 and 26.
All right, and who does 12-year-old live with?
With me and my husband
Since when?
since birth.
All right, so what are you doing with cocaine on you?
I have no memory how any of that transpired. I hadn't been in any kind of trouble. I went to go meet up with a friend and I had one drink. I remember having 2 or 3 sips out of it and I don't remember anything else. And I woke up and I came back and I was in jail. So I have no idea.
All right, so have you ever used cocaine before?
When I was 20 or 19, something like this one time.
All right,
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's okay. So here's the thing. You're going to be drug tested today.
Okay.
And what are the results going to be? And here's the thing. Just be honest with me. I'm inclined to grant your application. I'm trying to figure out what services you need so you won't end up doing 2 years at the state jail facility, potentially.
Mhm.
So when you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And you're going to get drug tested today.
It's probably gonna be marijuana and alcohol. And I don't think it was a coke, but that might,
So marijuana, alcohol, potentially cocaine.
yeah, because it was around the house. And that's why my husband, we're moving, so we're moving to get away from the people that have the
No,
stuff.
no, no. Why is cocaine around your house?
Because we're moving, like it's not my, okay, I'm sorry, it's not my
No. Why is cocaine around your house?
apartment.
Judge, I think she was saying she's moving and the people that she lives with have the cocaine. That's why they're moving.
So, but why would she be positive for cocaine unless she's on the manufacturing line, potentially? I don't understand why she would test positive for cocaine.
I just thought that people said that it comes out of people's pores, and if you touch something, then you get it too. That's what I heard on,
So have you been touching people?
I'm just like, we live in the same place. I was just thinking that it may,
Are you trying to say that you might have a contact? high
yeah,
or
something that's because I've been around it. That's all.
All right, so it is 10:16 a.m.
Mhm.
Why would you be positive for alcohol? It's morning time.
So I drank yesterday.
All right. And then the marijuana? Why would you be positive for marijuana?
Because I've lasted in your system for like 3 weeks, right? 3 months or something. I don't-
So you have a 12-year-old and you're using marijuana. You're around people who have alcohol, who have cocaine just laying around an apartment. I don't understand why you have a 12-year-old living in that situation.
That's why we're moving.
Mhm.
I mean, like, I'm disabled. I want to get a disability check. So like, and he got a better job. So now we are able to get our own place away from all this other stuff so that we don't have to deal with it anymore.
Okay, at the end of the day, honestly, and I will tell you, your attorney has done child protective services cases. I don't understand why child protective services is not involved in your life when you're at Circle K and the officer is called out because they say you're causing a disturbance at Circle K and you had a previous criminal trespass there. And that officer tells you, you know what? Let me know where you need a ride. I'll give you a ride to that location so there won't be any problems. And you said, nope, I'm not taking a ride with you. And so he's getting ready to leave and you go right back to Circle K causing issues. And this is not the first time you had a criminal trespass with the Circle K.
Actually, it is. But I know.
No, it's not,
Um,
according to the report. All right. I don't know why Child Protective Services is not involved in her life. Child Protective Services should be involved in her life because marijuana, alcohol, cocaine, 12-year-old around marijuana, alcohol, cocaine does not mix. So I'm going to do what I can do to protect the child and hopefully set conditions for her where she will be successful. And And I'm going to give you these conditions. And if you miss any of these appointments, a warrant is going to be issued for your arrest. Do you understand? Are you employed?
No,
How do you support yourself?
I get disability
Disability for what?
for bipolar disorder.
All right. Okay. It's ADHD and bipolar. That's what people always get disability for. So how long have you been diagnosed with bipolar?
Since I was 25.
Okay. And has your 12-year-old been diagnosed with anything?
I mean, because ADHD, but we don't, they say,
And is she getting SSI for her ADHD?
no.
Court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. There's going to be proof of employment or SSI within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. We can do a TAP evaluation out of custody. Follow all recommendations. If they recommend inpatient treatment, she'll go into inpatient treatment. 180 sober meetings. In 180 days. Probation, sorry, I'm gonna need you to do Child Protective Services job or help them with their job. I'm gonna ask for field visits 1 time per month until further notice. And probation is you can let them know, she says there's a 12-year-old at the home, and to make sure they check on the 12-year-old. Probation, is there anything else she needs? All right, thank you. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person and the UA hotline until further notice. And there's to be no contact with Circle K. Let's see where this is located. At 5494 Babcock Road. 78240. Probation, is there anything else? Okay. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Oh, say this.
Did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Probation, if you can make sure that she gets a UA no later than tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, you need to let probation know. Do not come at them with this "I don't remember" thing. If you're going to use, pick up the phone, call probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you feel as though they're not addressing the issue, you can always come back to me. Do you understand?
Yes.
And I think you should know that a 12-year-old should not be living in the situation that you have that 12-year-old living in. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.